Books, books. I like books. I'm gonna read them all.
Hi readers, Chris here. Welcome to my channel where I review fantasy, Stephen King, all sorts of books, and today I'm going to be talking about my 45th Stephen King book, Everything's Eventual. This is a collection of short stories. I think this was the first King book I read in 2024. Yes, I'm behind. I keep losing track, but I believe this is the 45th one, last time I counted. So this is another short story collection, and I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with all short story collections, but specifically King. To date, my favorite King collection of short stories is actually his first one, Night Shift. Every collection since then definitely has great stories in it, but as a whole, they're not my favorite King books, or they don't tend to be. So imagine my surprise when I really liked this one. I still don't think I liked it better than Night Shift, although at this point, it might just be like nostalgia. I feel like I'd have to read Night Shift again because it's been so long since I've read it to really compare them. But I am prepared to say that this could be my second favorite King short story collection. So this collection features stories that King had like published in magazines, I believe, The New Yorker, The New Yorker, and there were quite a few stories in here that I really enjoyed. The first story that I want to mention specifically is one called The Sisters of Yria, I don't know. But this is actually a short story that takes place during his Dark Tower series. If you're not familiar with the Dark Tower, it is this multiple book, epic, fantasy, horror, masterpiece that King has written. It's definitely one of the series that he's most known for. And this short story features one of the characters, or actually I should say the main character from the Dark Tower series, Roland. And this takes place kind of like before Roland met the rest of the people that he meets in that series. So he's very much on his own, and he gets injured, and he gets taken to this really bizarre, weird hospital. And these sisters that are kind of they're described as being nuns, these very religious type figures, but they're not really helping Roland. They're helping him get better physically, but then they're trapping him there for nefarious purposes. So I really enjoyed seeing this story about Roland, because in the Dark Tower, especially in the beginning books, Roland is so mysterious. We really don't learn much about his history until book four. And I read this story, I think, right after book 4, so I already know Roland very well. And seeing him when he's all alone, he's still alone, he thinks he's all alone on this quest for the Dark Tower, I just really enjoyed this story, and I found it really fun. The other story in this collection that really stood out to me was this one, LT's Theory of Pets. And if you know anything about me, you know I am an animal lover. So the premise of the story is that we have a young couple. They kind of just got married, they're in love, and the husband gets a pet for his wife, and then the wife gets a pet for her husband. But what ends up happening is that the pets don't really the one pet likes the husband better. The pet that the husband got for his wife likes him better, and the pet that the wife got for her husband likes her better. And we see as their marriage starts to break down, as they start to kind of shift farther and farther apart and start becoming this toxic couple, their pets also interact in a different way, because their pets are kind of taken on the characteristics of their humans. And there's always tons of pictures and videos out there of humans that look like their pets, vice versa. So I really enjoyed that story, and kind of exploring this the dynamics of this marriage, but also the dynamics of the pets. I thought that was really fun. And then finally, another story that, again, just connected with me personally is that feeling that you can only say what it is in French. And if you don't know, that is a reference to Deja Vu. So Deja Vu, like, how do you explain that saying? Like, you can only say it in French. I thought that was really funny. And like, I've never thought of that before. So I thought that was really clever. And again, for those of you who don't know, I visited Paris for the first time in my life in last November 2023. So I just think it's really funny that that has never come up before in my brain. So I really appreciate King putting that in there, because now I can never not think about this whenever someone says deja vu, or is like, oh, what's the word for that feeling where like you've been or seen something before? Deja vu, you can only say it in French. It doesn't even matter what the story is about. I just love that title so much. Now, did I love every short story in here? No, absolutely not. But I think the amount of stories that I liked, or at least appreciated, definitely outweighed the bad. And I think for this volume in particular, it really helps if you've read a lot of his other books. So I would say at least at the very minimum, like The Dark Tower. But I also think you should read The Talisman and Black House, and then also Hearts in Atlantis. Like, if you read those three, the Dark Tower series, and then plus a few other books, I think you'll get more out of this, because again, the characters, places, and references will be more meaningful to you. That's not to say you couldn't read them, enjoy them, like, without having that the knowledge of those other books. I just think that personally it would enhance your experience. So that's all I want to say about everything's Eventual, 14 Dark Tales. Definitely, I think, one of King's better collections, but that's just me. So now I want to know from you, do you have a favorite King short story collection? Do you have a favorite short story? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section below. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe to my channel for more bookish stuff coming your way soon. All right, everyone, happy reading. And it's bonus ferret time. I did find Swiper because she was sleeping right next to me here when I was filming the video. So even though she's a sleepy little Swiper, she told me she wanted to make an appearance. Yes, that's right. Didn't you, Swiper? Didn't you? Yeah. Okay, you can go back to sleep now.